Yeah. We are here to event creation and to witness to it, to notice each other's beautiful face and complex nature, so that creation need not play to an empty house. From Annie Diller. Now, will you join me in reciting our aspiration, which is in your hearts and not on your piece of paper? May love be the spirit of this fellowship. May the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. Welcome to the Humboldt Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I am Berti Welty, your worship leader for this morning. As we slowly reemerge from our COVID isolation, we gather to celebrate the bounteous gifts that we have been given, both the health we still have and the food we need to nurture our bodies and soul. We at the fellowship try to be good present-day stewards on the unceded ancestral lands of the Wiyot people, on which this fellowship is located. As you all know, we're currently doing what I call the COVID shuffle. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps sideways, mask on, mask off, take your pick. So, with the current Delta virus going crazy, we ask that you maintain your distance as much as possible. And especially if you're not vaccinated, mask up and keep masked. We are in close proximity. If you're within 6 feet of somebody, please, for your own protection and everyone else's. If you go inside for any reason, mask up. And there's no beverages or goodies being served after the fellowship, as usual, what we usually do. When you leave, you'll exit by maybe taking a stroll through the memorial path. When you leave, there's a little basket down there that your donations, if you feel so inclined, can be dropped. And there's some plums I picked from my tree that you're welcome to help yourself. There will be no group singing or chanting this morning, yet feel free to hum along with our musicians. And I want to start this service with saying that I have a great debt of gratitude to F. Suzanne Moore, whose writings are the basis of this service.
When you plant your seed, what will you plant? What will you grow? When you plant your seeds, you will reap what you have sown. Plant the seeds of love. Plant the seeds of peace. Plant the seeds of joy and understanding of beauty ever sees. Harvest, 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 harvest. When you plant your seeds, what will you plant? What will you grow? When you plant your seeds, you will reap what you have sown. Plant the
us with your song. We come to this community from many religious or spiritual backgrounds and from a multiplicity of social backgrounds. Fortunately, we Unitarian Universalists are free to choose within our spiritual community at that point on the continuum from which we most resonate. For some, it is atheist. For others, it is Christianity or Buddhism or Jewish. For some of us, it is earth-centered or pagan focus. We base our worship on the calendar of the turning of the wheel of the year. Today, we are celebrating the first of 3 harvest festivals, Lunasa or Lammas. The others are the autumnal equinox, about September 21st, and Samhain or Halloween, around November 1st. The vegetables now are at their peak. The grains are beginning to ripen. Our ancestors discovered how to conjure bread and beer from grain, and we are grateful for both. The sanctity of grain goes back almost as far as the human race itself. In southern climes, the grain, sacred grain, is usually associated with corn, rice, or millet. In northern climates, it's rye, barley, or oats, and in temperate climates, mostly wheat. We have long, in our society, been separated from our agrarian roots, depending now on professional farmers, both large and small, for our grains and our vegetables. Let us attempt today to reconnect with the harvest. Come and be thankful. First, in pagan circles, we establish sacred space by calling in the directions and casting a circle. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to get comfortable, relax in your seat. Close your eyes if you wish, and imagine yourself standing in a field of golden wheat, ready for the harvest. All is bathed in the pale yellow of sunrise.
Guardians of the portals of the east, spirits of air which causes the wheat to sway gently, spirits of air which fill our lungs with the breath of life, we invite you into our harvest circle today.
So mote it be.
We walk through the fields of grain to the south, the home of the sun, which causes the crops to grow and whose warmth makes all life possible.
Guardians of the portals of the south, spirit of fire, which causes the life force to pulse through all living things, whose fire and passion kindles life on our beautiful earth, we invite you into our circle today.
So mote it be.
We continue to the west, home of the sunset and cool blue waters of life, which make up 98% of our bodies, which slacks our thirst, which nurtures all living things.
Guardians of the portals of the west, Spirits of water, giver of the very beverage of life, thank you for the beverage of our feast and for your presence in our circle today. Ooh. Giver of the very beverage of life that cools and cleanses, we invite you into our circle today. So mote it be.
Traveling now from west to north, we reach the green home of Mother Earth, from which we all come and to whom we will return.
Guardians of the portals of the north, spirits of earth, the nurturing mother from whom comes all life, the source of our sustenance, we invite you into our circle today. So mote it be.
To call upon Father Sky to join us, and the waning sun god Lu, who in his depth throes continues to nourish our fields with light and energy. We call upon Dia and the goddess energy of Mother Earth to rise and join us and hold us in her tender embrace. And we welcome the spirit within each one of us. May our spirits be awakened to the flow of life. The circle is cast, so mote it be. Since earliest times, cultures in many lands came together to give thanks for the harvest and to plead for continued health and abundance. Many are the gods and goddesses and energies who have been worshipped throughout history. In the Celtic tradition, the sun god Lu dies at the summer solstice, only to be born again in the winter solstice. Listen now to the song of the Sun King.
Oh, tell me why, oh, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? Oh, tell me why, tell me why, oh, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He lost his life on the solstice day. This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He steps into the dark and guides the way. Oh, tell me why, tell me why, oh, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? Oh, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He lost his life on the solstice day. This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He steps into the dark and guides the way. Oh, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? Oh, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why must the clouds come to darken the sky? This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He lost his life on the solstice day. This is the wake of Lu, the Sun King. He steps into the dark and guides the way.
We'll see if this works. Here at the fellowship, it is our tradition that persons share briefly their personal items from the heart, so that the energies of those gathered here, both in person and on Zoom, uh, can sustain, go out, and the ripples go through everyone, and we can help to sustain each other. Uh, Due to COVID, I suggest you to stand in place, speak loudly. Um, Charlotte will pick you up on the for the Zoom. Your place or concern briefly, and I will drop a pebble in our community bowl. Um, and for those participating in Zoom, I will attempt to connect to the chat.
I have a concern for my wife Cheryl, a watercolorist who's driving on her way to Albion for an artist retreat for a week. When I was growing up, my concern would have been called for Journey's Mercies.
We have some flowers for the altar. And, they're good plates. Can I put them somewhere? And the flowers are from my friendship garden, and my prayers make friendship continue to blossom and bear fruit on this earth and in all of our lives.
I lost my snake this morning. So any prayers to hope it come back home into my view of vision in the next couple of days, that would be very much appreciated.
Your what?
My snake.
Ooh. Your snake is hard to miss. Seeing nothing in the chat.
Debbie just posted.
Huh?
Debbie has one in the chat.
You want to read it out loud for me?
Sure. Debbie is happy to announce that Monday is her last radiation treatment.
Yay, Debbie! For Debbie, for Cheryl, for the flowers, for the harvest, for the altar,
For the snake. The snake.
and the snake. A big one for the snake, for the big snake. And a final pebble for all the joys, sorrows, concerns gathered here and on Zoom that are kept in our hearts. Blessed be. And I invite you now to take a moment of silence. During the silence, I sat here and watched the bees pollinating the beautiful wisteria. Made me feel so good. Now, as our musicians sing and play the song Lammas by Lisa Thiel, you might take the opportunity to consider what you might want to place in that little donation basket when you leave.
Give thanks for the blessings, give thanks for the lessons, give thanks for all that the goddess provides. Give thanks for the showing, our dreams are now growing. Give thanks for the presence of the goddess in our lives. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you. With the first green corn, our dreams are now taken form. We ask for the strength to see the true harvest born. Mother of the corn, of hope and of hope, we thank you for the bounty you brought to our door. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you. 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 Mother of the grain, of the sun and of the rain, we pray for an abundant harvest today. We give thanks for the blessings, give thanks for the lessons, give thanks for all that the goddess provides. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you. Thank you, oh great mother, thank you.
Earth is our homeland. Here in the northern hemisphere, we reap her bounties in the month of August, Lammas time. Lammas has traditionally been celebrated with thanks and feasting when the crops were brought home. Neighbor helped neighbor to cut the grain, gather it in, thresh it, grind it into flour, make it into bread, and then all gathered afterwards to break bread together. How many of you come from a farm family or have a garden in your yard? What a wonder it is to plant a seed, wait for it to sprout, nurture it, and watch the plant grow. Very miracle of life. In doing so, you may learn that without the earth and the soil, there would be no life. Human life would not exist. And the protection of Mother Earth. In the past, each farm family was self-sufficient, growing crops, preserving food for the winter, husbanding their wild livestock, selling what might be left over so that the city dwellers might have enough food. Today, we go to the supermarket or farmer's market and select whatever we need or want from an amazing selection of products. What has become of our sense of wonder, awe, and appreciation for something larger than ourselves? So much is done for our behalf without our involvement. Where and when did we disconnect from the total awareness and appreciation for the source of our food? This service was planned to help you reconnect to that wonder. Reconnect with the reward of the harvest, feeding your spirit and quenching your thirst for community. If you no longer say grace or offer thanks for your food on your table, I would challenge you to at least once a month contemplate the source of your sustenance. The work that goes into the planting, caring for, and harvesting, processing, and delivering of the food. And yes, that includes acknowledging the sentient creatures we eat. Listen now as Pat McCutcheon shares her poem of the ancient tradition.
Lunasa. Scant grain remained, but they'd made it through the lean months of August 1st, through the lean months to August 1st and Lunasa. Wheel of the year had turned halfway past summer solstice on the way to autumn equinox. Sweat dripped from aching muscles, weary from reaping ripened wheat. But soon rose raucous celebration, the Celtic first harvest festival, time for ribald dancing, rowdy games, love matches made beneath moonlight. Day for the great feast of first fruits. May they be plentiful. In joy and thanksgiving, they offered up the first loaf of new wheat. Yet in relief and revelry, feeling the sun beginning its descent into the bleak survival days of winter, they hastened the gathering in, guarded seeds for spring sowing. And even now, midst vacation's merriment,
A sinking feeling enters us at longer shadows, the passing of peaches, summer roses dying. On a brisk evening, reluctant, we turn on the lights, bid goodbye to barbecues, local baseball. Time yet for delight while knowing darker times encroach. We dance, unbridled, consider what still needs reaping, reflect, and dream.
Thank you, Pat. In COVID fashion, we're now going to celebrate the harvest with the breaking of the bread and feasting. Um, Sally, the bread has already been broken, um, and Sally will walk.
Amy's going to do it.
Huh?
Amy's going to do it.
Amy. Amy is going to walk amongst you and pass out. Where's Amy?
Or where's the bread?
Oh, the bread is right here.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Okay. While she wanders around you and puts a piece of bread in your hand, which you can hold it until everything's all passed out. Our musicians will play the Harvest Chant by Starhawk. The wheel of the year has turned once more, and the harvest is upon us. We have food on our table, and the soil is fertile. Nature's bounty, the gift of earth, gives us reason to be thankful. Mother of the harvest has blessed us with abundance and plenty. The power of the harvest is upon us. Fresh bread. As the grain falls to the earth and is reborn each year, may we too grow as the season changes. As the grain takes root in the fertile soil, may we too find our roots and grow. As the smallest seed blooms into the mighty stalk, may we too thrive where we have landed. As the wheat is harvested and saved for winter, may we too remember to set aside enough for later. To the divine spirits of the land, we return the fresh first fruits of the harvest. And now I invite you to look around at those gathered or to the other people on Zoom. Catch somebody's eye and say, I share with you this gift of the first harvest.
Yeah, share with you this gift of the first.
I share with you the gift of the first harvest. The bounty is here for us all, and let us never forget to give thanks. With your mouth full, of course.
Oh, never forget to give thanks. Oh, never forget to give thanks. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. I take my joy from the simple things that come from Mother Earth. I take my joy from the sun that shines and the river that sings to me. I listen to the wind and I listen to the water and I hear what they say. I listen to the mother and I listen to the father, give thanks for what they bring. Oh, never forget to give thanks. Oh, never forget to give thanks. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks.
And I give thanks to the wonderful swallows that are making our fellowship their home. I invite you now to pledge to care for Mother Earth by reading in unison the Earth Benediction, which is on the reverse of your order of service. Francis and Suzanne Moore wrote this. I pledge allegiance to Mother Earth, from whom I come and to whom I shall return one day. I vow to honor and care for Mother Earth, and to honor and share her bounties and blessings with all her creatures. I am one small yet important part of the interdependent web of life, indivisible from the sum total. As I honor Mother Earth and all her children, I honor myself. I may do as I will, so long as it causes no harm unto the seventh generation. By thought, word, and deed, may I show my devotion to this planet and walk lightly upon it for all my days. Blessed be. And now, all too fast, we draw to a close. Our feast is over. It's time to bid farewell to the directions.
Guardians of the portals of the north, spirits of earth, the nurturing mother from whom comes all life, thank you for our sustenance and for your presence in our circle today. We bid you farewell with a kiss. Blessed be.
Guardians of the portals of the west, spirits of water, giver of the very beverage of life, thank you for the beverage of our feast and for your presence in our circle today. We bid you farewell with a kiss. Blessed be.
Guardians of the portals of the south, spirit of fire which causes the life force to pulse through all living things, whose fire and passion kindles life. Thank you for your presence in our circle today. We bid you farewell with a kiss. Blessed be.
Guardians of the portals of the east, spirits of air, causes the wind to spirit them. Spirits of air which fill our lungs with the breath of life, and carries the sounds of our voices as we give thanks. Thank you for your presence. We bid you farewell. Blessed be.
Father Sky, the God, the Sun King, you go by many names. Thank you for your nurturing rays of sunlight, which allow the plants to grow and make all life possible on this planet. Thank you for your presence in our circle today. We bid you farewell with a kiss. Blessed be. Mother Earth, Thiel, Chalice, you too go by many names. Thank you for holding us close to your bosom, for helping us to be grounded and nurtured to be all that we can be. Thank you for your presence in our circle today. We bid you farewell with a kiss. Blessed be. Spirit within, we thank you for your constant presence in our lives. May we always be attuned to your wise guidance. Help us to remain connected to all that is real and to our true selves. Blessed be. And join us now in your ritual closing as you feel called to do so. We spin our circles, some of them whole and many unravel. Yet we begin again, knowing that this is the work of making community. It is weaving a mantle of the goddess. May it be a cloak, shield us from the cold, and a net to catch us when we fall. By the earth that is your body, by the air that is your breath, by the fire of her bright spirit, and by the waters of her living womb, the circle is open and broken. May the feet of the goddess go in our hearts. Mary meet, Mary part, and Mary meet again. Blessed be.
May the circle be open yet
You're welcome to stay. They might do a little bit more drumming or whatever, and as you exit, if you door that way.